If you had a job where you come to work and people clap for you, it would change your entire mood.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Or you can grow a conscience in the next 5 minutes and see where that takes you.
Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listing.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
There can be only one magical Negro.
Como el Tiki que llama que buena baila usted a la vuelta papi otra vez llegó los negros de.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
Howling hard from the heart.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live.
Life could be worse.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Ai, menina, vida, chega aí. Ai, menina, vida, chega aí. Vai, quebra, tem mais, vai. Menina, chega aí. Vai, olha, danado. Eita!
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Magic mirror on the wall. The fairest one of all.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
I'm sorry. Avarice Carmageddon dropped something in the chat. And if you know that clip from my intro with Keegan Michael Key, who says, "Oh, I'm not persecuted. I'm just an a-hole." And she popped this one up. I'm sorry. I lost it. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, hello, everybody. I am Reina Creole, always bringing you that spice when it comes to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. I am giving you the straight up, no chaser, unfiltered, unmuzzled, blurted opinion when it comes to pop culture out here in these streets. I do not tell you what to think. I just give you my opinion and let you do with that what you will. But you will always get my unfiltered, honest, not paid for opinion. And if my opinion is ever paid for, I will be completely honest and tell you. I mean, so if somebody pays me and like say a plane ticket to go meet Jason Momoa in person, I will cop to that. So Just saying, just saying. We have got a packed show for you all tonight. Going to be going through the Marvel D23 trailers. I know there were some other ones for Pixar and for the uh, Disney animated movies, but I mainly just want to focus on the Marvel ones for tonight. So we're going to go through those. And if I have time, maybe go through that trailer for the Kingdom Hearts 4 gameplay and let you guys look at. And of course, always got hot topics for you guys. If I sound a little congested, my allergies flared up, somehow crossed over with a cold. So your girl has just been taking a lot of Benadryl because nothing else works. So my brain has kind of looked like this for the past 24 hours when I dream.
Dancing go. Movie on like it's not limbo. Tough a lie, me teach them no. Star swing shot and I beat them so.
You see some weird stuff when you take Benadryl. All right, we've got 26 of you amazing people rolling on up in here. Sure to appreciate that. And if you're watching this on a replay, props to you and thank you so much for checking out the show on the replay. Drop hashtag replay crew down there in the comments. So let's see who we got before we start off on this fantastic voyage on the show here. We have got Tom, one of my amazing mods. He says, hey, y'all. Well, hey there, hi there, and hello. Good to see you. We have got Keely Chow. It says, hey, everybody. Good evening from Huntsville, Alabama, home of Stennis Space Center. Hope you're doing good, my dear. If you said you were in Hong Kong, you know I'd be jealous because that's a destination on the ancestral bucket list that I need to visit one of these days. And Abra says D23, Disney's marketing convention. Yes, for people who don't know, and I'll get into this a little later on in the stream, D23 is a convention put together where I'll say the people who consume the pixie dust in mass quantities will go to. These are not your adults who love Disney. These are your Disney adults, because I don't freaking care what convention it is. I'm not lining up for hours outside in the dark. And if you saw the footage of people trying to get out of the Honda Center, that was a nightmare waiting to happen. But anyway, that's what D23 is. So that's why I'm reacting to the Marvel trailers from D23, because you're going to get the opinion of someone who is not a pixie duster. I don't huff that stuff, but I know how powerful it is, because pixie dust is a hell of a drug. You just need to know that, for real. Let's see. We got Ron in the chat. Hello. Says, good evening, Miss Creole. Or is it now Dr. Creole? No, not doctor. Hopefully it'll be Nurse Creole eventually. But I'm working on. There is a mouse behind you. Yes, a very special mouse. So if you look at her, you look at Minnie Mouse over there, back there in the picture. I got that from Star Wars Weekends a couple of years ago. That is Minnie Mouse as Slave Leia. You cannot get that anywhere. And I almost had to stamp on some toes to get the one that I do have. I have two pieces of artwork with Minnie as Slave Leia. There's that one, and I have a portrait one too, where she looks very, 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 very Carrie Fisher. That's before, the fifth key nonsense popped off at Disney. That was back when Eisner was still running Disney. Yeah, there were for the faithful, or I should say the easily fleeced. Yes, there was, but we got them on YouTube, so we're gonna go through them. Ahsoka saved Star Wars. She saved it by cartwheeling through space with lightsabers. Remember that? We gonna talk about Ahsoka. Yes, and R.I.P. Hayden Panettiere. I'm still processing that. Honestly, it's so sad. It's so sad. I am lurking. Well, I'm glad you're lurking. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. What actually happened at D23? Was it just ads and more sequels and live action remakes that everyone forgot? You're not far off. You're really not far off with that for real. Future RN Creole. Yes, I'm hoping to be either a pediatric nurse or a psychiatric nurse. One of the two. And yes, Star Wars weekends, RIP. Yeah, that was a moneymaker. I mean, go on YouTube and find videos. I have some of them in my outro of Star Wars weekends. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad missing that. Well, to start off the stream, because I always like to start off with something funny before we jump into hot topics. And you all know how much I love going through Instagram. I saw this. Now, granted, it's AI, but I got to give props. The A-Team truck. Magnum PI car, complete with cigar. I didn't expect a mystery machine, though. Did not. And gotta love Batman. They went Airwolf too. Freaking awesome. So that's RC channel, our channel over on Instagram. I just thought it was pretty freaking cool. So I wanted to share that with you guys. That's the type of nerdy stuff that I like seeing when I'm over there on Instagram. All right, so let's kick it off with some hot topics, shall we? Tom says, hell, that was fire. Yeah, I've got a couple more clips. So if you guys throw super cats, I can talk through my Invisalign. I've got more super chat clips, so some new ones. So you throw me a super chat, I'll play some new ones for you. So let's go again, like I said, to hot topics. Surprising no one, coming to us from the Hollywood Reporter, and there's Hayden Panettiere. I don't want to start crying. Spider-Man Brand New Day becomes fastest movie to hit $100 million at the domestic box office. Tom Holland stars in the superhero behemoth that recently reached $2 billion globally to surpass Sony's all-time mark. Now, your girl has seen this movie once, and I loved it. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed watching it. It still pisses me off in a way that Sony/Columbia Pictures allows Marvel characters to be Marvel characters, unlike Disney, who seems to not let them have real stakes. So it becomes very, very clear when you watch Spider-Man Brand New Day how Sony handles Marvel as opposed to how Disney handles Marvel. So let's see. Spider-Man Brand New Day is still catching records amid its historic box office run. Sony Pictures confirmed Wednesday that the Tom Holland-led superhero feature has passed $800 million domestically. Keep that in mind, domestically, because I believe it just released in China last week. Still raking it in. So let's see, in its first 19 days of release, making it the fastest movie in history to reach that mark. The North American total for director Destin Daniel Cretton's film now stands at $803.9 million, putting it as the number 4 highest grossing domestic release ever. Keep Destin Daniel Cretton's name in the back of your head. He is actually doing the Naruto live action. I'm a little nervous about it, but after seeing the action in Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm a little less anxious, and now I'm curious to see what he does with Naruto. So just throwing that out there. I'm sick and tired of the live action remakes, but it's like, if you're gonna do it, go the One Piece route and do it big. So I'm hoping he'll do that. This places Brand New Day just behind Spider-Man's No Way Home's total of $814.8 million domestically. I did see that. True story, I had not planned on actually seeing Spider-Man No Way Home. I really hadn't. But I had to find out if Tobey Maguire was going to show up in it. And I'm glad I did before people would spoil it and freaking told me. So that's why I saw it. All right. So over the weekend, Brand New Day reached 2 billion globally. Billion. Yes. Even in China. Billion. I don't know if you follow me on X, I put I retweeted. Someone took a picture of the Chinese posters for Spider-Man Brand New Day. They are so dope. They're absolutely dope. I love it. So let's see. Becoming the 8th title to hit that peak and topping No Way Home's 1.9 billion worldwide cumulative, as Sony's highest grossing feature ever. Ever, folks. Ever. Just 4 films have ever grossed 800 domestically. After No Way Home, next on the list would be 2019 Avengers Endgame at 858.3 million. Not surprised by that, because Infinity War, I was crushed. But there's 2 films that have left me so emotionally drained. I couldn't leave the theater as fast as I wanted to, because I was just so drained. First was Avengers Infinity War, and the second is Demon Slayer Mugen Train. If you know, you know. While 2015 Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is the movie to beat with 936.6 million. Force Awakens had previously set the fastest pace to reaching 800 million, doing so in 23 days. Now, of course, the reason for that was that it was the first Disney Star Wars movie before, Mickey ripped his mask off. So that was not too long after George Lucas had sold Marvel to Disney. So we were very excited. When I say we, I'm kind of generalizing, but for the most part, yes, Star Wars fans were very, very excited about The Force Awakens. If only we knew then what we know now. So this film is not slowing down anytime soon. I was barely able to get a ticket where I wanted to. I usually like to sit all the way in the back, stadium all the way in the back, so I can just chill. I had to sit with 2 rows away from the screen, like looking up, like that. My theater had so many theaters that were sold out because people were going to see this movie. So For people who try to say, and I saw this, and I saw some of you pixie dusters out there trying to say this, that superhero fatigue. What superhero fatigue? There's no superhero fatigue. Yes, there is. There is Disney Marvel superhero fatigue because that studio hasn't stuck the landing on a Marvel movie, I want to say, since Endgame. Has not at all. Now, Spider-Man is like how do I put this? Spider-Man is like a contractor. And the other Marvel characters are like permanent employees. Okay, so Disney uses Spider-Man at the behest of Sony Pictures. Now, Spider-Man Brand New Day, that is produced by Columbia Pictures, which is owned by Sony. And that's also the reason why the Punisher in Brand New Day actually sounded like the Punisher in the Netflix series that I absolutely love. There's an obvious difference between the two. So again, it is not that there's superhero fatigue at all in the films. It's Disney Marvel superhero fatigue, just like Disney Star Wars fatigue. Y'all just can't stick the landing. Sony knows how to stick the landing, and it's pretty obvious in all this money that they are continuing to make over this film. I do believe the orders for the 4K steelbook for this are already available on Amazon, and I need to grab it, honestly. I need to get there. Let's see. Avers Carmageddon says Spider-Man, Sony Pictures saving box offices all the time. Tom Holland and Zendaya making bank from the Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yes. Say what you want about Zendaya. And I will say her acting in Brand New Day was the best I've ever seen her in. She got on my nerves in the Doom movies and in the other Spider-Man movies. But in this one, the girl knows how to deliver a hit, and she's got a really, really good agent. I'll say that much because, yeah, once again, it is not because people do not want to go to the movies. You need to give moviegoers a reason to see value in your film because it is not cheap to go to the movies. So when I go to see Spider-Man Brand New Day and people are bringing like all their families, with them, that's a lot of money. But the perceived value is greater. So that's why they go ahead and do it. Disney Marvel still got that stink on it, and Star Wars. So it's just kind of like, I don't know if I want to spend my money on that. I'll go on $5 night, which I did for Mandalorian and Grogu. I went on a $5 night. Yeah, I did want my $5 back. Hey, Lonnie. Hello. Good to see you. This is howdy, folks. Howdy, and I hope you're doing well. We've got I am Tuman6222 says, hey, Lorena and everyone. Well, hello. Hello. Good to see you. Good to see you here. Avatar is cracking me up. Jacqueline's like, hey, y'all. Well, hello, Jacqueline. Good to see you. Good seeing you. And we've got Dylan Soup in the chat, too, who says, hey, Lorena and Sup Chat. Well, good to see you guys here. So glad you're here. Okay, so moving on from Spider-Man, which is going to continue to just steamroll everything at the box office. I mean, it just is. All right, so we're going to go from that to some news that just dropped today. I'm trying to decide which one I want to do. We'll do this one first. Okay, so Dave Bautista set to play Kratos in God of War as Amazon series recast lead. And this is coming from Deadline. For folks who do not know, the original lead for Kratos in God of War got injured, so they're recasting. So they recast Dave Bautista. I don't know how I feel about this. Dave Bautista has closed his deal to play Kratos in Prime Video's God of War fantasy drama series. That basically means he has signed the paperwork, his agent signed the paperwork, I's dotted, T's crossed, all that nonsense. Series co-studios, Amazon MGM Studios, and Sony Pictures Television reached out to Bautista and initiated talks shortly after they had made a decision to recast the role following original lead Ryan Hurst's serious onset injury. As Deadline reported, Hurst, who had been originally set as Kratos in the adaptation of the popular PlayStation video game, tore a bicep while performing a stunt in late June, 4 months into the shoot. Okay. Why did you not have a professional stunt person? I'm just asking. Or I guess Ryan thought he could do it. I don't know. Stunts are such a specialty. I wouldn't risk that, but I don't know. I guess he could do it, but didn't work. So Bautista's casting signals a possible different approach to the character of Kratos, which has been the subject of intense online discourse following the first look image released in February. So how did that look? Well, I would have thought Kratos would be a bit beefier. I mean, I didn't expect him to look like Christopher Judge, but it's like, it's okay. I really have a problem with it. So who knows? Although Dave Bautista lost a lot of weight, so he's got to bulk up fast because Kratos is not supposed to be, a beanpole. So hopefully he'll work on that. Hey, Stunt Brat says, stunts, you rang, LOL. Perfect timing, my dear. Perfect timing. Says, hi, Miss Lorena. Actors and extras doing stunts, always a wreck, LOL. Yes, full disclosure, I used to date stuntman. Stunt people are experts in how to take a fall, how to take a punch, how to do certain moves, how to be set on fire, not freak out. I mean, that's a specialty. So doing that on your own, I wouldn't. I'd be like, yeah, pay the stunt guy to do it. Pay them real good to do it. Let's see. Backing up a little bit, Jacqueline says, Reina Creole, yup, tickets are lots of money. I have more or less waited until movies hit free streaming. Yeah, for me, it's like, okay, is it worth me going to pay full price? Or is it worth it for me to just go during the matinee and pay less money? Or is it worth it for me to wait for $5 night the next week to pay even less money? Or just wait until it goes on streaming? And not just the tickets. Now, if you go to the theater that I do, usually you can skip the concession stand, but the concession stand at my theater, they just have some delicious snacks. Lord have mercy, Jesus. It's so good. But that stuff is expensive. $12 for a pretzel? Really? $8 for a bag of gummy bears that you can get at Five Below for $1.50? Stuff's expensive. It really is, especially if you got kids with you that want everything. Hey, Justin, what's up, my dear? Have not seen you in a dog's age. I hope you're doing well, my friend. You know what? There is a select group of people who are responsible for me being on YouTube, and Justin is one of them. So I'm always grateful to you, my friend, for that. You truly are the casting agent for real. Let's see. I think he just cycled off the juice. Yeah, he was really, really, really thin. Last time we saw Bautista, I think he had pearls on or something too. I don't know. But he didn't look like Dave Bautista from He didn't look like Drax from Guardian of the Galaxy. You know, so I hope they got him a good trainer. You got some work to do. Lorena, I still have a dent on my thigh from Sybil Shepherd on Moonlighting. LOL. Actors do great on the rehearsal, but when action is called, they go way, way over the top. Way over the top. Absolutely. Okay, so that is God of War. I'm probably gonna well, I'm not probably. I will be checking out the pilot when it comes out. So, and I'll let you guys know. I got Amazon. I got Prime. So I have no excuse to not watch it. So I'm gonna watch that and let you guys know. So I see 50 of you guys hanging out here with me between X and YouTube. I sure do appreciate that. Please do your girl a favor. Please do hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up on it too as well. I sure do appreciate that. All right, next topic that I got to talk about this. I really do. The joke that's been on my channel and a lot of people have said is basically Jesus is going to come back before we get GTA 6. However, GTA 6 has been running into a hell of a lot of problems. And when I say problems, as in we're not listening to our players, you know, that physical copy that you want, I don't think we're gonna give it up. We're gonna give it to you. Justin, my goodness. 100. Oh, dude, you really you are something. You are something else. You are something else. Oh my gosh. I gotta hook you up. I gotta hook you up. Here we go. Gotta hook you up with that one, my dear. It says, never forget the real ones for $100 super chat. Thank you so much, my dear, for supporting my channel, getting me into it, you know, accidentally sending Christy. Well, Christy accidentally sent put the StreamYard link on it. But I'll tell you, I absolutely loved doing This Week in BS with Justin. So if you want a good laugh, and I hope your channel's still up, Justin. Go on Justin's channel and look up This Week in BS. We just absolutely had a blast. So thank you so much. You mentioned Jesus, and there you go. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate it. You know, it's everyone's hard-earned money, and I appreciate it. I really do, especially since I'm a broke college student now. Thank you so much. Much love to you, Justin. Appreciate that, my dear. Let's see. I'm in a good place now. The love you take is equal to the love you make. I hear you, my dear. I'm glad to hear you're in a good place, man. I really am. Always makes me happy seeing you in the chat. Let's see. I think I just saw someone else sneak in. Who snuck in? I saw Soul Assassin sneak in. There we go. God of War should be based off the Greek version and preferably animated. Only thing with animation is how much it costs to do that. It's animation actually costs more than live action. But I agree with you about it being animated because there's certain things that you can do in animation that you cannot do in live action, which is why it's such a challenge to take anime and do live action with it. Because there's stuff that you see in anime that cannot be done in live action unless the premise is different. Case in point, like Cowboy Bebop, no, couldn't do that. One Piece, They managed to do that, but the difference between One Piece and that live action abomination known as Cowboy Bebop is One Piece actually had Eiichiro Oda as an advisor and listened to him. And when the producers were like, we don't have the money to do it that way, Oda was like, find the money to do it that way. So that's what they did. All right. So we got that. Okay, so let me go back to here we were. All right, so coming to us from Games Radar, GTA, also known as Grand Theft Auto 6, leaks go from bad to worse for Rockstar, as new footage suggests leaker has access to a playable build. Some fans are already worried about spoilers 3 months out from launch. Now, I will say this. Just because this person may have access to a playable build doesn't mean it is the playable build, if you get my drift. Because when software gets released, or software that's put into certain branches, you've got your gold branch, you've got stuff that's been worked on in iterations, you've got your rollback copy. So who knows what particular build this person actually has and what it looks like. It could be stick figures. Who knows what the heck it could be, but I do not think that it is the version that people are paying $100 for a digital version. Just saying. So this is coming to us from Catherine Lewis. The latest GTA 6 leak situation just went from bad to worse for Rockstar Games, as new apparent footage of the game suggests that those responsible may have access to a playable build, at least in some capacity. Makes me wonder, Rockstar, just how crappy your security is. Just saying. Earlier this week, alleged clips of GTA 6 started circulating online, and I tried to pull one of these links up over on Reddit, and they Thanos snapped that thing, so it's gone. Along with an apparent map for the game, watermarked with the name CyberLeak, shared on a website using the same name. These clips were quickly struck down via DMCA takedown, suggesting they were the real deal, and that someone, aka Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive, really didn't want us to see them. Now, I have seen stuff get DCMA takedown. Again, yeah, it was authentic, but I don't think it's the build that people are paying money to get. But either way, you really wouldn't want any of those assets out there in the ether, which once again tells me Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive, you have got a serious cybersecurity problem. And I don't know if maybe y'all pissed off or laid off the wrong person. Not an excuse. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Just like in that movie Office Space, you don't want to piss off the best developer. Just saying. All right, so more footage has surfaced online while there's been discussion about how old the builds shown in the clip are. Let's see. The leaker's latest release certainly suggests they didn't just gain access to videos, but to something actually playable. So they've got an executable. The new video shows an extended clip of the player flying a plane over the city just before cutting to a different gameplay scene in which the protagonist, Jason, shoots a wall. Jason isn't just shooting aimlessly, though. Using bullet holes, the person in the clip spells out the word leak, an obvious reference to the cyber leak name, which doesn't just serve as a watermark, but also as an apparent hint of what the leakers might have gotten their hands on. So in other words, they've got a playable version where they can actually use Jason and shoot to put the word leak on there. So whether it's real, whether it's Photoshop, I don't know. So even if this is true, some elements remain up for debate. Namely, it's still not exactly clear how old this build is. I talked about that. How old it is. It could be the proof of concept version. And when we talk about proof of concept, it's just an executable that does a very narrow task. That's how it is. If it's proof that, hey, the character can shoot based on what the player does with the controller, that's a proof of concept. And it may just be limited to that particular proof of concept. Or how extensive it is, I said that, as it may not be the entire game. And I said that too. When your girl is talking about this stuff, I used to work in this industry. So give you a little inside baseball. There's also the question of whether this build is in the leaker's hands or if they're receiving footage of it from someone else with access to it. But obviously, neither outcome is good for Rockstar. Once again, you don't want to piss off your developers. Regardless, this is also raising alarm bells for fans hoping to avoid spoilers, and if Rockstar wasn't already aware of the severity of the situation, there's no doubt that it will be now. The timing of this latest leak is especially unfortunate for devs, as there's only a week to go until the release of the official GTA 6 extended look, which is going to be on Netflix, I believe, next week. Because Gamescom in Germany is next week. So sucks for Rockstar. I'm pretty sure they are aware of this. Well, okay, maybe I'm giving them too much credit, because if their cybersecurity was worth a damn, this wouldn't have got out in the first place. But it did. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens again, because Gamescom is next week. And I do believe Rockstar Games is going to be, well, Take-Two, their parent company. I believe they're going to be at Gamescom. So, no, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter. I want to sign up for that. But yeah, you need to figure out who the mole is. And here's the other thing. Who's to say this isn't planned? I mean, this is me putting on my tinfoil tiara, but who's to say Rockstar Games isn't doing this on purpose? I'm just saying. It just does something does not add up about what's going on. I know some people are pissed because they want the physical media. I get it. But do you really want to go to jail for this ish? I'm just saying. Just saying. Let's see. He probably has a demo version. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That, yeah, you got a playable version, but it's not like it's a playable version of the whole darn game. It's just a very, very limited functionality, proof of concept, which in the grand scheme of the game isn't a big deal, but from a cybersecurity point of view, it is a big deal. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, Jacqueline, I'm so sorry. Stuff is not going good for you, my dear. Avarice Carmageddon says U.S. Army used GTA 6 as a recruiting tool to get soldiers to re-enlist for another couple of years. I saw that. They were going to give them, 4 days off? Because, okay, true story. I forget which version of GTA it was. But when it came out, me and my friends, all we did was play GTA that whole weekend. It's like we didn't know what happened between Friday and late Saturday night, because we were playing GTA. And here's the other thing, too. As much as they've been saying for decades that video games are going to rot our brains, and I love saying this to parents who were just like, "Oh, my kid does is play video games all day." I'm like, well, then have them learn how to make video games. I said, do you know? And I was on a panel too. And I said, most of us who are engineers, we play video games. And we were just like, yeah, remember this one, remember this one, remember this one. Man, those parents were pissed at us. They were so mad at us. The kids were like, what? But it's just like, look, you can't just sit there and play the games all day. Learn how to make them. That's where the money is. You know. Kiss my grits. Hello, my darling. Says Rockstar Games must have the most incompetent people working for them. I've never seen a video game go through this much turmoil before its release. Dude, I agree with you. And I swear part of it has to do with offshoring. If you have ever worked on a software team like I have, and part of that team is offshored, true story. All right. And I know Tom is probably going to be like, I can believe it, but I can't believe it. All right. So true story. I'm going to back up a little bit. True story. All right. So one company where I was a project manager. Okay. This one dude who was part of the offshore team, but he was on a visa in the US, basically had a database stored procedure uploaded into the production database during business hours. And do you know what his excuse was when they said, oh, is this going to cause a problem? Well, I hope it doesn't. Well, it certainly did. And stuff ground to a halt and people couldn't cut checks. It was so bad. And our onshore DBA was so pissed. He took dude's stored procedure and annotated it all in red and then sent it out to all of us. It was, oh my God, it was a thing of beauty. I had never seen anyone put on blast like that before. But they had it coming. Because they go with the contractors that cost the less money. Because a lot of these companies, especially these gaming companies, and a lot of technology companies, they want the cheap bottom line. They do not want the people with the experience who can think outside the box. You know, they don't. But yeah, this game has had so many freaking problems. We joke and we kid, but Rockstar is really effed up. Just saying. Screenshots helps when you know things will be taken down. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a good troll vid on Twitter of a supposed leak footage that turns into the Rick Astley song. Hilarious. Yeah, I went looking and something didn't quite look right. I didn't see the Rick rolled one. I would have loved that one. I didn't get to see that, but yeah, it's whatever supposed leak it is, it's not going to be the final stage of the game. It's not going to be the production copy because maybe I'm giving Rockstar Games too much credit, but that's not getting out. Did they get the version before the beta version of the game? I think a couple of versions before the beta. That's what I'm thinking. But nothing's been verified. And I think Rockstar Games did the DCMA takedown just to staunch the bleeding instead. It's great PR for them. Yeah, Thanatos Felicitas, that's what I'm thinking. Either way, it's free publicity. All publicity is good publicity, especially publicity they do not have to pay for. And again, I keep bringing this up. Gamescom is next week. Okay? Hopefully I'll be able to stream that, actually. I'll get back to you on that. Soul Assassin. Okay, this is the same thing that Average Carmageddon said. You know, did you see the U.S. Army is offering soldiers a 4-day pass to play Grand Theft Auto 6 as an incentive to re-enlist an additional 2 to 6 years? Yes, I did see that. And that's literally how long you need when that game drops. It just does. Let's see. Vice City will always be king. Yes, it will. GTA Vice City is the absolute goat. Say effing what? Yes, dude. That actually happened. That actually happened. And when I saw how many people covered for this idiot, and from the same company kept trying to get more hours from my team, I'm like, oh, no, no, no. No, you will not. You will not, definitely. Okay, so moving on from the GTA news. Let's see, I'm kind of running. Am I running a little behind? Okay, I'm running a little behind. Let's go on over here too. All right, so Avengers Doomsday. All right, so I have to EFAP through this trailer. Disney is usually pretty benevolent towards me, but I don't want to tread their patience more than I need to. So I'll have to EFAP through this. Full disclosure, this is the second time I've seen this trailer. The first time I saw it was on the Dark Council last night. But since you guys have me all to yourselves, I don't have to share the panel with anybody else. We'll EFAP through this trailer. I'll get like my give you guys my initial reactions, and then at the end kind of decide am I hyped for this or not. So here we go.
Victor was always the smartest guy in every room.
Okay, so that's Victor Von Doom, in case you don't know. Victor Von Doom being played by Robert Downey Jr. for $90 million. Damn. $90 million for him to play Dr. Doom. I still think Dr. Doom should have been played by Cillian Murphy, but that's just my fan casting. I'm just saying. I do like the fact that Vanessa Kirby is doing the narration. I do like her voice. That's just me.
He used to be different. He used to be kind. He used to be caring.
Okay, so that's a nice intro. Because for folks who do not know, Dr. Doom is not a nice guy. And it's obvious, it seems like it's obvious she's been crying. If you saw the bonus scene for Fantastic Four, where she leaves her baby alone to go check something, and when she doesn't see anything, she comes back, and what does she see? But her son with Dr. Doom. Yeah, I actually liked Fantastic Four. It was okay. It could have been better, but it wasn't bad. And Pedro Pascal didn't really annoy me as much.
And then everything he loved was taken from him.
Now, I will say, this isn't the first time we've seen a superhero story about, a villain that loses their ish because they've lost everything. We've seen this happen with Alfred Molina's character, Doc Ock, in Spider-Man 2. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this. It's just like, what's going to make this different? Now, granted, I didn't read a whole lot of the Fantastic Four comic books. I mainly read X-Men and Spider-Man comic books. The one comic book that I have, I think that Dr. Doom showed up, I think was in a one-off with Spider-Man or something like that. So I'm aware of who he is, but I'm not as, I guess, fluent in his canon, so to speak.
I knew he was lost.
Okay, so why is I gotta rant about this a little bit. Okay. So M'Baku, I don't mind. I like him. I really do. Shuri, I can't freaking stand her as Black Panther. No, that's an abomination. I can't stand it. It's ridiculous. She should not even be there at all. But then again, Avengers Doomsday, they're just hauling everybody out, you know, wheeling out Ian McKellen and wheeling out Patrick Stewart. Not for nothing. And God bless them with a long, long life. But man, I was worried they wouldn't be able to make it through filming. Then you've got Shang-Chi and the 10 bracelets. Why do we care about him in this? I mean, I care about Captain America. I care about M'Baku. I care about Sue Storm. I don't care about these two. But they shoved them in there, you know, there they go.
But I did not realize.
And I always want to see Thor. I will not apologize. I freaking love Thor.
That he was broke.
The suit looks hot. I'm not gonna lie. I still like the original Fantastic Four movie with Jessica Alba and the guy who played Doctor Doom. He was one of the doctors on a series called Nip Tuck, which I absolutely freaking loved. Oh my god, I love Nip Tuck.
Victor.
Patrick Stewart.
Did you do this?
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, so Pedro Pascal didn't really piss me off very much. Is that Ant-Man? Wait, no. Yeah.
All of you.
Johnny Storm. Magneto. And of course, Captain America. I don't know who this person is. I think it's someone from his past. I'm not quite sure.
Stolen lives.
Is that the kid that Thor got stuck with in Thor Love and Blunder? I hated that movie. What they did to my boy.
But now you must give them back.
Okay, Cyclops. He's an a-hole of a character. But I still love him nonetheless. This is someone who's read a lot of X-Men comic books.
Answer me, Victor! Did you do this?
I also have to say, Pedro Pascal's acting actually seems better. He doesn't annoy me. I don't know whether to be impressed or scared by that, but it doesn't annoy me.
I swear, you will beg for hell long before I grant it.
Okay, now this is just me. Well, I'll let it play and then I'll tell you. As someone who's read a couple of the Fantastic Four comics, I knew Thor wasn't going to be able to do a darn thing against Doctor Doom. But I guess they had to put it there anyway. You know, but once again, if you're a comic book head, you already know what was going to happen before it happened. But if you're a normie, and let's be real, that's what these MCU movies are for. They are for normies. It wouldn't catch them off. It would make them gasp. For us, it's just next. What's next?
Answers to me. For I am
We'll see.
Doom.
Now, I will say, I don't know if it's Robert Downey Jr.'s true voice, one of his voices, or if it's been modified by ADR. I don't know. But his voice does not make me think that it's him behind the mask. And that that was one of the nits that I had about Marvel casting him as Doctor Doom. It's just like, okay, as soon as he talks, we're going to know it's Tony Stark. But it's obvious that they did something to change that. So I'll give him points for that. See it in Infinity Vision. I'm not going to see it in Infinity Vision. For folks who don't know, Infinity Vision, I would say, is going to be Disney's version of IMAX. Who the... And you know what? Kiss my grits. Tell me if this is true or not. Have they put an Infinity Vision theater down at the AMC at Disney Springs? Because I would think that's where they would put one. Is not going to lie. I will go to see this film in Infinity Vision just to see if it's worth the hype, because Disney is hyping this up. I don't get it. It's just like, is it better than 4DX or RDX? I don't know, because RDX is pretty freaking dope, for real. So 12/18/26, the week before Christmas, is Doomsday. So that's what they're saying. So let's see what you guys in the chat have to say about this trailer. Let's see. Avengers Pooh Day. It's like, let's put everybody in the movie, throw them at the wall, and see what sticks. Granted, I love the Russo brothers, okay, but these are also the same Russo brothers who didn't stick the landing for Stranger Things. Just saying. And all they've done is talk about this movie every single chance that they got. But one of the things that you have to remember is the difference between Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I think that was still the last movies with Fox, I believe, with Fox Studios. All the rest of them have been with Disney, and Disney does not like to do real stakes. Okay, real stakes is in Avengers Infinity War, when Tony Stark gets killed the first time. I remember when that happened, I literally started screaming in the theater. I literally did. I couldn't believe they did that. And then when he died the second time, I'm sorry, you should have seen the movie by now. Then when he died the second time in Endgame, I was cool with that, because, and I still cried too, I'm not gonna lie, I still cried. But everything came full circle with the first Iron Man movie. So I was okay with that. Once again, Disney does not do stakes very well. So I'm hoping that changes with the Russo brothers, but I think the last time the Russo brothers did a Marvel movie was when it was still kind of Disney enmeshed with Fox, and not just Disney, if I remember correctly. Let's see. All right, Dylan Soup says, I'm not against RDJ being Dr. Doom, but I do think that should have been a holy-ish moment when seen in theaters. Telling us who it is from the jump is dumb unless the real Dr. Doom is something else. That's what I didn't like. It seemed like it was a publicity stunt at San Diego Comic-Con when RDJ takes off the Dr. Doom mask and it's Robert Downey Jr. It's just like, why are you going to expose that? But, and I don't know how much credit I can give Disney to do this. I hope I'm wrong. But if they reveal the real Dr. Doom is someone else, that would be a serious plot twist. Then again, this is an Earth. Is this Earth 616? I think. Okay, I'm kind of lost, but that would be a plot twist if it turns out the real Dr. Doom is something else. And if the real Dr. Doom is Cillian Murphy. I'm just saying, a girl can hope. A girl can hope. Jacqueline says, Reina Creole, they are following the Tony Stark becomes Victor Von Doom in an alternate universe. So, of course, they cast Robert Downey Jr. Seriously? I can't. I hope they don't do this. And here's a reason why, and I keep saying this: real stakes. Tony Stark is supposed to be dead. I don't care about alternate universes. Disney has been humping the football about alternate universes and multiverses for so many movies. I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm pretty sure normies are getting sick and tired of it too. It's just like pick a timeline and stick with it. You know what I mean? Guy with the shirt that's not Captain America. Why is everything so dark and these D-list actors from failed movies in this cameo alienation film? I do not get the dark lens. Like, case in point, Project Hail Mary, which I love, that has a lighter color palette, and it's in space. And it's nice to see the color palettes lighter that way. Masters of the Universe, a vivid but lighter color palette. It's just like, I guess they want to convey impending doom, but we're really getting sick and tired of the Zack Snyder dark. I really don't like that. I really don't. I'm Asian and I hate Simu Liu. He's an a-hole. Yeah, he really is. He really is. Simu Liu is such an a-hole. He's such an a-hole. And I'll never forget, this pissed me the heck off when you put it on X. All right. He tried to say that he was the first Asian action hero. I'm like, bruh, Jackie Chan would like a word with you. Chow Yun-fat would like a word with you. Donnie Yen would like a word with you. Bruce Lee would like a word with you. I mean, really? And his martial arts really wasn't all that great in Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, honestly. It just wasn't. I know you spelled it right before his a-hole. Thanatos Felicitas says, I am not interested, and I do not blame you. As a comic book fan, this does not intrigue me. If I put on my normie hat, it's like, it might interest me. But as someone who critiques these things, it's just like I just have to take the bitter pill and sit through it to let you guys know. I will gladly fall on that grenade. That's one of the things about being intellectually honest. It's like I can't really critique it unless I've seen it, and I would much rather do that and let you guys know about it. But Thanatos Felice says, I do not blame you for saying you're not interested. This, for me, if I wasn't in this game, this would be an easy skip, or just wait till it goes on Disney Plus if I wanted to watch it on Disney Plus. Jacqueline says, to Dylan, I honestly thought Marvel Studios understood most viewers aren't diehard comic readers. I guess not. No. And that was evident in WandaVision. When they kept hiring, I think, the showrunner, she didn't read any of the comics. None of the comics. So those of us who had read the comics and were expecting to see Mephisto in WandaVision, and we don't, they do not read the comics. And I forget what video it is, but there is one out there where all of these showrunners involved in the Marvel properties, especially She-Hulk, which pissed me off because I read She-Hulk comic books back then. Not as many. I had a couple. Like, sometimes I really didn't have money to buy a She-Hulk comic book. By the time I bought my X-Men, my G.I. Joe, my Transformers comic book, and when I was into it, West Coast Avengers, man, that series kind of sucked. But yeah, they don't. They are not making these films for diehard comic people. They're not. We are problematic. We are too set in our ways, and we have this thing about canon that they do not, that they don't appreciate. That we do. Dylan says he's just Diet Pedro Pascal, except Pedro actually has a manager that works magic for him. Oh, you guys talking about Simu? Okay, B3112-0. YouTube is being really funny about these names here. I like Scott Summers / Cyclops too. X Factor wasn't bad either. Yeah, I really like Scott Summers. Just his backstory. It's like, okay, now I know why you're an a-hole, you know. But I love Wolverine. So anytime he and Wolverine would like butt heads, I freaking loved that. I did. My ultimate comic book that if I only had money to buy one comic book, it was X-Men. It really did, because X-Men, I started reading that at a time where I didn't feel that I really belonged anywhere in high school. I just didn't really feel like I belonged. So, loved X-Men. Let's see. How long is this movie? Doesn't it have like 2,000 cameos? LOL. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if the running time is 3 hours. And it's not like a good 3 hours like Infinity War was, where it's just like you're not keeping track of time because there's so much good stuff. Because here's the trick. We find this out like all the time. When people aren't aware of the passage of time because they're so engaged, that's a good thing. If they drop out of that, it's more to say, oh man, we only got this much time left. And they're just like, they don't want it to end. But when people are aware of the passage of time because what they're seeing is so freaking boring, that's not a good thing. And I think this is going to be the latter. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be the latter. Infinity Vision, if it makes the movie ticket cost more, oh, it will. It will. It will. I will guess that it will probably cost more than IMAX. I'll pay for an IMAX movie, but the IMAX theater near me is not a true IMAX theater, and it costs you like $12 to park. So, yeah, I ain't doing it there. Kiss My Grit says, fun doomsday fact. Allegedly, the cast never saw a complete script. The Russos just gave them a few pages at a time that only aligned with their scenes. The story kept changing and reshoots galore. Why does that sound like what happened with the last season of Stranger Things? Because remember, I think it was the behind the scenes clip where they were just like, yeah, we don't have a full script. We just got pages of notes. And that's it. This is what happens when you have creation by committee instead of creation by an actual creative. Man, that I would hate to be an editor on this movie. Pour one out for the editors. This ain't good. Oh, this is not going to be good. Keely Chow says, at this point, if Paramount and Hasbro Entertainment, in association with Marvel Entertainment, were to start a Marvel Hasbro cinematic universe, it would still be better than the MCU. I would have to agree with you on that. When I saw Masters of the Universe, I actually like that. The Lego movies have higher stakes than the Disney Marvel movies. I can't believe I said that, but it's actually true. Reina Creole, yes. Disney Dine-In, Disney Springs 24 has Infinity Vision. Okay, I guess I'll be getting a ticket to go and check that out. They were going to go with Mads Mikkelsen for Doctor Doom, I hear. That would have been good casting. That would have been, yeah, I agree. Anybody but Robert Downey Jr. But here's the thing about Disney, and I think Kiss My Grits knows about this too. You notice Disney doesn't like to take risks when it comes to casting. They like to cast people who are in their, I would say, in their egg crate, so to speak, in their basket. They don't, like, case in point, if the first Iron Man movie was a Disney movie, there's no freaking way that they would have casted Robert Downey Jr. Well, I take that back. Only if he'd gotten out of rehab that they would go and cast him. Fox was barely able to cast him. If you go back and read the story to hear Jon Favreau tell it, they almost couldn't get him insured. Just saying. Disney Springs and Universal Orlando movie theaters both have Infinity Vision. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's why I love y'all. Y'all always do that for me. Black t-shirt Steve Rogers. I love Steve Rogers. Let's see. I regret not buying at least one issue of She-Hulk way back when. Yeah, I do too. I was broke. I had to have money for a Slurpee, a box of Raisinets, and maybe one or two comics. And usually it was X-Men and G.I. Joe. But She-Hulk, the artwork, I absolutely loved it. Freaking loved it. She was gorgeous. When they turned her into a freaking harpy. It's just, oh. That's why, as much as it pains me, I have to review stuff like that because I can't be called sexist. They'll try to say that I have internalized misogyny. It's a freaking made up term, but they can't call me sexist for that. Let's see. Did you see the list of films that Disney wants everyone to watch prior to Doomsday? They're basically pretending that the majority of Phase 4 and 5 never existed. Didn't they film a different ending for Endgame that they're going to put out in theaters? You shouldn't have to do homework to see a freaking movie. At least not like that. I mean, case in point, and I tell this story all the time. In Infinity War, I didn't understand why people were cheering because Captain America picked up Thor's hammer. I couldn't understand that. And I was told, go back and watch Avengers Age of Ultron, which I did not want to watch that movie. Then I went back and watched it. James Spader's awesome. And then I found that out. Wasn't Mads also the big bad of the first Doctor Strange movie? Was he? It's been a long time. I liked the first Doctor Strange movie. I didn't like who they cast as Sorcerer Supreme, though. That was offensive. Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Hello, lovely Lorena and cheery chat. How's everyone doing? Doing good. Production budget allegedly around $400 million. The marketing budget will be close to $300 million, which means 6, 7. What? Sucker's got to make $2 billion to break even or something like that. I can't even predict how much money it's going to make. It's either going to bomb. Is it going to make Spider-Man money? No. It ain't making Spider-Man money. That's for sure. G.I. Joe versus the Transformers. I think I still have that comic book. I think I have it too. Where'd I put it? I put it somewhere. I have all my comic books put away. According to the leaks from the test screens and the script summary that an insider leaked on Reddit, there's a death in Doomsday that made the entire audience uncomfortable. It's very graphic. All right. That's going to be interesting. Mads was the bad guy in the first Doctor Strange movie. How come I can't recall this dude? I gotta go back and watch Doctor Strange. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that one. Hang in there with me, guys. This is Vision Quest, where I guess White Vision goes to find himself. I don't know. Here we go.
Before you started working here, I remember when you'd come in all the time with that redhead.
Oh, that's a thick Scottish accent. I love it.
I was a different person back then.
How about now? Anyone waiting for you tonight?
No.
He just put himself in the freezer. Okay, so we're back in Scotland. There's White Vision. Now, from what I remember from WandaVision, apparently Vision and White Vision had a throwdown, and I guess White Vision had some existential crisis and then flew off, and then we never saw him again.
Home is just me.
But he does not have the Mind Stone. The other thing.
It's like I'm losing my...
Okay, well that's actually bright, so it's not dark, but lots of digital stuff going on.
Who am I? I was an Avenger, but I'm not a hero anymore.
Are we inside his mind? I almost want to say we did. Well, I will say we did the mind thing with WandaVision. So now we're going back into the theater of the mind. If you guys saw it, like the posters he walked by, defeat, revision.
Before you started working
all
here,
that.
Anyone waiting for you tonight?
Home is an Avenger, but I'm not a hero anymore. I have his face, but not his virtue.
There's a book. Did you catch that? Got id and the ego. I guess we're doing some psychiatry thing going on in here.
All I have is his name.
Welcome home, Vision.
This house is getting crowded, Vision.
Did you see that it said infinidary? That was on the... This annoys me because in WandaVision we saw all these clues that wound up adding up to nothing. So I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Not this time.
Strong. Human.
There's Ultron.
Avatars only.
Sir, I cannot overstate the dangers of keeping him around.
Yes.
I do like James Spader. James Spader would be the only reason that I would lock in for the first episode. I did not like the Age of Ultron film, but I loved James Spader as the voice of Ultron. He was so freaking spooky. Poor James Spader.
The dangers of keeping him around.
Yes, but he is a...
Dad? Papa? Peepaw.
I'm a stranger to myself.
Answer me this question. I didn't get a chance to look this up. Does anyone know who the showrunner is for this show? If it's the same showrunner as WandaVision, that does not bode well for this show. Because they did not stick the landing in WandaVision, and the big bad, instead of being Mephisto, turned out to be Grief. What kind of BS is that?
That family wasn't real. You sure about that?
I had a father.
Well, remember, one of the boys was alive in Agatha All Along. I forget where the other kid is, but one of them is alive.
A machine called Vision.
Muzzle tough. It's a boy. How is this possible?
So if I had to guess, all of this is happening in White Vision's mind. And because in the age of Ultron, remember, well, no, because Ultron wound up actually I say killing Jarvis, but yeah. Why bring Ultron into this, though? The more I think about it, the more bringing Ultron into this does not really make sense. I mean, I know Vision is kind of like an updated version of Jarvis, so to speak, but okay, maybe I answered my own question. I don't know.
Free us all and save your son.
Okay, so he's got to save his kid. Which kid, though? The kid from Agatha All Along? This is Timmy and Tommy, right? Yes, there's two kids. But he said save his son. One. So I don't know. We gonna see the other one? I don't know.
I wish to understand my purpose.
With a genocidal maniac inside your head.
Okay, it said trilogy. So I'm guessing we've got WandaVision. Then we've got Agatha All Along, which was a funny show, but it was not a Marvel. Was not a Marvel show. And then this one. So here we've got Real Vision and Ultron.
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
Here's the other thing. Ultron was an absolutely crazy ass rogue AI. I love James Spader, but if they try to make Ultron sympathetic, like try to make us sympathetic to Ultron, this is just no. But we'll see what happens. So that's streaming October 14th. Yes, I will be watching the first episode to see what happens. Again, if it was not James Spader, I would have zero interest in watching this because I did not give a damn about White Vision whatsoever. But excuse me. Let's see what you guys had to say here. Backing up to Doomsday, Kiss My Grit says, per discussing film, Doomsday has to date earned $35 million in pre-sales. That seems kind of low. Maybe it's just me. Spider-Man is at a whole nother level than Avengers. Marvel should just let Sony handle Blade so they can make films. Here's the thing with Marvel. Well, okay, with Disney Marvel, it's like the same thing with Star Wars because people are like, why doesn't Disney sell Star Wars? Disney has that graveyard love towards Star Wars and Marvel. Basically, if Disney can't have them, nobody can. They're not letting them go. I wish. Shoot. Abra says this looks like a debut Marvel trailer. It's very underwhelming, isn't it? I look at it and it's like, no. James Spader. No. Okay, James Spader again. Ultron. Wait, wasn't he just like crazy? Nuts. So this is just Vision. Yes. Vision. The whole existential discussion that they were having when Vision was fighting White Vision, and then White Vision basically left to go find himself. Yeah, this is what we got. And I refuse to go back and watch WandaVision to try to remember what the heck happened at the end. With Vision was dead actually. Now that I remember, yeah, he was dead. Let's see. Did they do the WandaVision thing again? Please stop, Disney. No. Yes, they did. They did the WandaVision thing again. That's why when I started seeing stuff in the trailer, like these little Easter eggs. I'm like, no. I'm not going down not going down that rabbit hole again. Like I did with WandaVision. They didn't do anything with it. James Spader is amazing. Yes, he is. And I bet you the reason they got James Spader is that without James Spader, no one would have paid this sucker any attention. I love Paul Bettany, but not enough to carry a whole show. Hey Erica, I said sorry I'm late. Girl, you arrived precisely when you intend to. So I'm glad you're here, my dear. Glad you're here. Over 7 of you watching. So glad all of you guys are here hanging out with me on the Spice Lounge. Terry Matalas is showrunner, creator, and executive producer for the Marvel Cinematic Universe series Vision Quest on Disney+. I should be happy about that because he did season 3 of Picard. So I'm willing to give him a little grace, which means I'll give you 2 episodes to hook me. So actually, thank you for reminding me about that, Abris, because when I first saw the whole thing about Vision Quest, I did not pay it any attention. And then when they said, actually, I think Robert Meyer Burnett had said that Terry Matalas was attached to it, I'm like, okay, he's a good showrunner. Say what you want about Picard season 3. I know some folks don't like it because of member berries or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, that's the ending to Next Gen that we never got and we should have. And that show running was absolutely freaking tight from beginning to freaking end. So I'll fall in this grenade for you guys. Don't worry. He did season 3. He didn't do the previous 2 seasons, which I had the misery of watching. Yeah, they were freaking horrible. They were absolutely horrible. I'm underwhelmed. Yeah, again, I am too. If it wasn't for James Spader, I would not be paying attention to this. All right, are we ready to move over to Star Wars? Who's excited about Ahsoka? Hold on, I think I have to sneeze. Hang on one second. Allergies suck. All right, well, let's hang on over here with Ahsoka season 2. Last year, myself and my channel members, we roasted the Ahsoka series. I don't know if I can do it for season 2. Who am I lying? Of course, I'm going to do it for season 2. But here we go. Ahsoka, also known as Dave Filoni's waifu. Yeah. Was that the one with the lesbian coven? No, that was oh my god. That was the Acolyte. Yes. For a minute I was about to say Agatha all along. Although Patty Lupone was in Agatha all along, but yes, the blatantly lesbian coven, that was in the Acolyte. Oh god, it was so bad. It was so bad. I suffered through the Acolyte just so y'all can take my opinion and spread it out there. And say, see, you can't call me sexist because Lorena said it sucks. Yeah, it does. Agatha all along, that was blatantly with the witch stuff. Like I said, it wasn't Marvel. It wasn't, deep into the dark hole as part of the Marvel lore. That's exactly what it was. But anyway, here we go. Ahsoka season 2. Here we go.
Tell me, Ahsoka. What troubles you?
Okay. Once again, why are we bringing Hayden Christensen back as a Force Ghost? one of my biggest problems with Ahsoka is the fact that they brought back Hayden Christensen. Anakin Skywalker. If Disney had enough faith in this series, they wouldn't have needed to bring in Anakin Skywalker as a member berry. But they did it anyway.
I'm always walking by your side.
Citizens of the glorious
once again, and I always talk about this because no, I did not read the expanded universe. There's some people who read the expanded universe. I've only read 2 books out of the expanded universe, and one was The Courtship of Princess Leia. Okay, fight me. But when it comes to Star Wars, there needs to be a basic level of canon that no matter what Star Wars you consume, it all traces back to that. And the baseline of canon when it comes to Star Wars is the first 6 movies, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. And if you can't trace back to those series of films, it's not going to work. Having Anakin Skywalker show up as a Force Ghost, no. But then again, Disney is not making this for Star Wars fans. They never were. Well, they did when we saw Luke Skywalker that one time, but then again, it left after that.
I have returned.
And we have Temu Thrawn.
I took an oath to protect the Empire.
Temu Thrawn. If you have ever read Heir to the Empire, and actually, yeah, I did, I forgot. I read Heir to the Empire. Okay. This Thrawn, there is nothing about him that seems threatening. There's nothing about him that seems ominous. There's nothing about him that truly makes him the big bad. And in season 1 of Ahsoka, the makeup job was so awful, and it still looks awful. I don't believe this guy is a big bad at all. And it's a darn shame because Thrawn is one of, I would say, second to Darth Vader of my favorite villain in the EU.
I therefore declare war on the Rebel Alliance.
Oh, the Twi'lek that we saw earlier, apparently that is Ewan McGregor's wife. And apparently Ewan McGregor wants to come back to the Star Wars universe. Yeah. He's been Keith sweat begging about it too. Stay out the game, dude, please, because Kenobi was ass.
Had a vision. What did you see? More.
Was that Sabine Wren? Where'd she go? Dang it. Okay. Anyway, Sabine Wren, I think wasn't she the one who got stabbed with a lightsaber? She should have been dead. But I guess 'tis but a flesh wound. And then the next thing you know, we see her and she's freaking recovered and talking. How's she going to recover from something like that when Qui-Gon was dead as a doornail when that happened to him? See, that's from one of the films with the lightsaber and Qui-Gon. So why does this get a pass? Seriously. Well, we know why.
More and more danger than I thought.
Balin claimed to have knowledge of a power.
Balin, didn't they oh wait, no. Wrong series. Yeah, wrong.
Master!
One that could end wars.
I will say the lighting looks better. At least the lighting isn't dark. So technical quality wise, what I see on the screen, it looks good. Story-wise, it could be ass. That Rex. Wait, no. I'm forgetting his name. But the reason that I forget his name because I haven't seen him in any of the 6 movies. And his name escapes me. It's like, why the heck should I care about this dude? He was in the Mandalorian movie too.
A long time ago, I walked away from the Jedi.
This is your trial, Ahsoka.
Here's the other thing. I'm a Rosario Dawson fangirl. Okay. So the reason I will watch Ahsoka from beginning to the end of the 2nd season is because I like Rosario Dawson as an actress. Now, with that said, I'm guessing it's Dave Filoni who's directing. Ahsoka turns out to be so superficial, and Rosario Dawson has much better range than that. So that's a fault in direction, not on her, but whoever is directing her. And I have the same issue with season 1, and it looks like the same thing is happening in season 2.
Take your time to decide. Are you a Jedi? Or not?
Is Sabine going to use the Force to like... Is she going to use the Force to assist people again? I mean, I don't. If folks don't know what I'm talking about, this is what we saw season 1. They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Only thing dumber than that was Ahsoka tumbling around in space with lightsabers to fend off lightsaber blasts. Ridiculous. Anyway, here we go. So that is the trailer for Ahsoka season 2. So it's streaming January 20th on Disney Plus. Let's see what you guys are saying in here. Oh, Zeb. Oh, Zeb. Yeah, Zeb wasn't dead. Thank you guys for reminding me. I was like, who the heck is that dude? But yeah, it's Zeb. Hey, Theme Parks Assemble says, hey, everyone. Well, hey and hello. Good to see you. Good to see you here, my dear. All right. So, yes, that was Sabine. Okay. Girl who got stabbed with a lightsaber and lived. Dang, that was dumb. Soul Assassin says, as an expanded universe fan, I say stick with the 6 films, 7 if you like the Tartakovsky Clone Wars from 2003. I do. Gennady Tartakovsky Clone Wars show. That's the only one that I've watched. The other one, I fell asleep on that 3 times. I could not get through it. It was so darn boring. But yeah, the 6 films, you can't go wrong with that. Everything should trace back to what is in those 6 films. Those 6 films are supposed to be the Bible of Star Wars. Disney apparently likes to wipe his ass with that and come up with their own stuff. Let's see. Wait, was that the girl from the Bad Batch with that bow? I didn't watch the Bad Batch. So you guys are gonna have to tell me. I refuse to watch that. I heard it was good, but it didn't interest me whatsoever. Then again, it's Disney, like they had the Bad Batch. Andor is supposedly good, but I could not get into it. It was just it was too slow for me to get into, but it's very obvious the show running on that is really tight. But I'm not interested enough to watch it, which is a shame because it does look good. The quality is there. I just don't have the interest. I tried. I watched 3 episodes. The first 3 that they dropped. The first 2 were so freaking boring. Then halfway through the 3rd episode, that's when it got interesting. And that's about it. So yeah, that's Ahsoka, season 2. Season 2. So with that said, who's excited about Star Wars Starfighter? I mean, now granted, I love Ryan Gosling. I really do. He was absolutely amazing in Project Hail Mary. I was blown away by his performance in Project Hail Mary. Sean Levy, who did Deadpool and Wolverine, he's doing this film. But here's my thing about that. Star Wars hasn't been able to stick a landing on a film. We'll say Disney Star Wars has not been able to stick a landing on a film, I want to say, since The Force Awakens, actually. And that's given them grace for The Force Awakens. Thank you, Bosco, so much for the 10 Canadian dollar super chats. Let's see, 10 loonies or 5 toonies. But either way, you need to make sure that you subscribe to the Bosco scenario. So let me blow you up. Says the trailer looks better than season 1. The whole Sabine saber stab and her getting the Force took me out. Plus, the whole Ezra reunion was soulless. This is the trials of Ahsoka to show us she is a Jedi. Yeah, my whole thing is just like, why should I care about Ahsoka? As someone who watched, the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy and Gennady Tartakovsky's Clone Wars, why should I care about Ahsoka? But Dave Filoni cares about Ahsoka, so he's going to drag us through this torture as long as he possibly can. But yeah, I agree. It's the trials of Ahsoka to show us that she is a Jedi. I didn't care about Ezra. But yeah, I agree with you about the trailer looking better than season 1. A technical execution, the trailer looks good. The trailer does exactly what it's supposed to do, to pique your interest into possibly, don't have to be all in sold, but possibly watching that in January. And there's another trailer that's going to be coming, because this is just a teaser trailer. They always cut new trailers closer that they get to the air date. So that's going to be real interesting. So thanks again. Thanks, Guy Scar, and make sure you subscribe to the Bosco scenario. Can one of my mods put the link to Guy Scar's channel, Bosco scenario? Please drop that in the chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so coming to us from Deadline, Star Wars Starfighter. First look and details unveiled about the new universe pick at D23. We finally have some more details about the Sean Levy directed, Ryan Gosling starring Star Wars Starfighter movie after a first look was unveiled tonight at Disney's D23 fan confab, aka the Pixie Duster confab, because that's exactly what it is. Previous details revealed that the movie was set on new planets, or systems as they're known. We nerds know that. In the Star Wars canon, free of the Skywalker family plot lines. Because remember, they're trying to veer as far away from the Skywalkers as possible. The Jonathan Tropper penned screenplay is set at the futuremost point in the Star Wars timeline. So what we learned tonight is that Gosling plays a pilot, Cade, a guy who has the swagger of his drive persona, Driver. The footage begins with Flynn Gray's young man walking into a rusty spaceship garage. He uncovers a spaceship, almost looks like a speeder. Gosling's Cade enters and says, "Didn't I tell you not to touch anything?" Why does that sound like a Han Solo line? The kid asks what it is. It's a decommissioned G-17, says Cade, the fastest. Shouldn't that be freighter or starfighter? Y'all need to proofread this stuff, deadline. Ever built. While none of the characters we know from the Star Wars film, there's a lot of touchstones, i.e. speeder bikes zooming across swamps, big Imperial-looking starships, and remember that bridge that Luke Skywalker and Leia swing over? I don't even freaking remember that. That must have been in Kenobi. That bridge makes a cameo. As we know from the first photo, the new Star Wars takes place on a sea-filled planet. Okay. Star Wars Starfighter comes out next Memorial Day weekend on May 28th. Libby says it was the same date as the original Star Wars released 50 years ago. After Lucasfilm Deep Six with the lowest grossing live-action Star Wars movie this past summer, and the $165 million costing before P&A, Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu, that movie was awful, which bottomed out at $345 million. The New Hope is that it's Starfighter, right? Proofread your ish. In this case, deadline, AI is your friend. You need to fix that. Will revive the franchise thanks to the affable Gosling and Levy, the latter who delivered the highest grossing R-rated movie ever in Deadpool and Wolverine, which made $1.33 billion. Before showing any footage of Starfighter, Levy showed footage of the young Gosling from Mickey Mouse Club. Gosling was also on stage tonight, wowing fans. Now, there isn't an actual trailer on Star Wars site for that, YouTube site.
It was amazing working with Sean. We're very excited to, can we show you something?
Can we show you something? Yeah, we're going to show you a little something, and tonight.
So here is something that they're going to show us. This is just something they showed
But
us.
above all, the joyous spirit that's always been the beating heart for 50 years of this legacy that we all love so much.
I saw a teleprompter too. I'm just saying. So that's the water that they showed us. And if I remember this correctly, oh, I take that back. I take that back. Actually, IGN has a teaser. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the official teaser trailer? Want to see it? Want to see it? Of course you do. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. At least that they publicized out. Now it sounds like they had a more detailed trailer that they just showed at D23 that no one can upload unless it gets DCMA'd, but that's it. And honestly, don't get me wrong, I love Sean Levy. I really do. Deadpool and Wolverine, I absolutely love that. But here's what we're already starting out with, and this is coming from IGN, so take this with a grain of salt. Star Wars Starfighter follows marginalized outsiders from the wrong side of the galaxy. Director Sean Levy drew inspiration from a Francis Ford Coppola cult classic. So director Sean Levy has revealed that Star Wars Starfighter follows characters from the wrong side of the galaxy in a story that drew inspiration from Francis Ford Coppola's 1983 film The Outsiders. Now, I have not seen The Outsiders, although I've heard a lot of good things about it. I mean, Francis Ford Coppola really does not make skunk films for the most part. He really doesn't. Let's see here. And I just lost where I was. Okay. All right. Coppola's The Outsiders adapted S.E. Hinton's classic young adult novel about classing teens in the 1960s Oklahoma. Hinton's tale depicts the increasingly violent and tragic antagonism between the working class greasers and the upper class middle socks. So speaking with Fandango over the weekend at D23, the ultimate Disney Pixie Duster fan event, Levy said that he and star Ryan Gosling sparked to that idea that the protagonists of Starfighter could, like the greasers, come from the wrong side of the tracks. They're not the privileged ones. They're from the wrong side of the tracks, Levy said. Our characters in Starfighter are from the wrong side of the galaxy. And it is about these sort of marginalized outsiders who find each other and have a shot at discovering heroism through their connections. Does this make you excited to see this film? I mean, I'll tell you what I'm thinking. Okay. When you start throwing out terms like marginalized, why do we care about that? Why do you want to tell us that? For what particular reason? Is that the prejudice of what we see? Or do you want to bring, and this is what I don't like, one of the things that I don't like about Disney Star Wars, there's plenty of things that I don't like, but this class system that's in there, like Broom Boy, everyone gets to use the Force. You get to use the Force. You get to use the Force. You get to use the Force. It's like a participation trophy. Now you want to do this class struggle kind of thing. Now, in a way, we saw a little bit of that when it came to Han Solo. He's obviously definitely not Princess Leia's type, but he's a damn good smuggler. Well, at least until he crossed Jabba. But this whole class struggle is not something that we've seen in Star Wars, and not something that I think is really necessary. But if this is a film that's supposed to reignite interest in Star Wars, I do not see this happening, because once again, this is Disney Star Wars. It's not George Lucas's Star Wars. This is Disney Star Wars with hardly any stakes and horses in space and Force assists and people who don't die from getting stabbed with a lightsaber in the gut. Once again, I love Sean Levy as a director, but a director can only polish a turd of a script only but so much. So for me, I can't say I love Ryan Gosling, but I can't say I'm super excited about Starfighter. Perhaps when we get an actual bona fide trailer that we can see, because obviously the people at D23 saw it. I'm not hyped for it. I'm hyped that Ryan is getting work. He continues to get work, but not real interested in this one. Is Starfighter director the dude who made Hail Mary? No, I do not believe that he is. Phil Lord and Christopher Miller actually directed Project Hail Mary. But let's see. Sean Levy, what did he do here? He did. Let's see. Sean Levy. Let me bring him up here. He did Free Guy, which I did like. I did like Free Guy. When it was about an MCC, I liked Free Guy. The Adam Project, I did like as well. One of the things that I liked about the Adam Project is that it didn't demonize fatherhood. It's a really great movie about fatherhood. It truly is, and it's wonderful. That was actually good. I guess he did some things in Stranger Things, Shadow and Bone, but Deadpool and Wolverine is what he's most known for directing. So we'll see.
Thank you, MCU.
We'll see how that goes. But I can't say that I'm excited for Starfighter really at all. I keep repeating this, but no, I'm not. Maybe if you're a Star Wars normie, you might be excited about it. But let's also remember Disney has, let's see, they've got Galaxy's Edge, which nobody's really rushing to get into the Galaxy's Edge. Just figured that Galaxy's Edge, which is not themed after the original trilogy. It's basically a strip mall with a dive bar in it. They tried to they gave Smuggler's Run a software update with Mandalorian and Grogu. The ride still sucks. Unless you're the pilot, everyone else is just along for the ride. So it was like a quick fix to try to get people into that. Disney has this property, so they've got to keep making Star Wars movies and then putting those characters in Galaxy's Edge. So that's their objective with all these Disney Plus shows to feed into the parks. But I don't see this movie doing really good. Again, I'm making a judgment based on the fact that I have not seen an extended trailer for this. But remember when we used to get announcements for Star Wars movies and we'd be really hype and excited? I'm not really hype and excited for it, but you guys let me know. Let me know what you think. But I do know one thing that I do like. I'm probably going to like this. Lego Star Wars has a Mandalorian special that's coming out. Check it out.
Wow. Stinks to be those guys.
Gather around, everyone. I'll tell you the exciting story of how a little green kid turned a stone-cold bounty hunter.
See, I like the Lego movies and I like the Lego specials because, yes, they're mostly geared towards kids, but they're fun.
Into a warm and fuzzy stone-cold bounty hunter.
Oh. Cease that. We are Imperial remnants. We do not. Oh.
It all went down like this. Mando had the X-Empire after him.
I will destroy the Mandalorians once and for all.
I wonder if that's Giancarlo Esposito's voice. I hope so.
The hunter was now the hunted. The end.
Wait, stop. A whole bunch of other stuff happened. It's
not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be better than the Mandalorian series. For real.
It's a wicked great story. And I was there for at least 20% of it.
Was that Bill Burr? I think that was Bill Burr.
Look, if you're gonna be a bounty hunter, you'll have to sound more intimidating than that.
Okay, it's funny.
It's like he's moving that thing with some kind of unseen force.
It is called the Force.
They have got to work on better names for stuff. We're surrounded.
Initiating self-destruct sequencing.
Are you nuts?
My sanity
Yeah, IG-88.
has been questioned. Initiating self-destruct sequencing.
Here we go again.
Ah, and Luke Skywalker.
It looks like you were expecting us to know who you are.
I'm Luke Skywalker. My father was Darth Vader.
What?
Oh, come on! I'm kind of a big deal!
If you say so.
Okay, that was funny. That was funny. Then again, the Lego specials anyway, whether it's like One Piece, whether it's Batman, whether it's Star Wars, it's still fun because it doesn't take itself seriously. And again, written better than the show. Remember when people bought tickets for Joe Black to see the Phantom Menace trailer and made the film a success? Never happening again. No, it's not. It's not, because Disney doesn't want us. They want different fans. They do not want to deal with the Skywalker saga anymore. And that's it. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Well, one thing that is a shame is that our time together has come to an end for the evening. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about these trailers that were shown at D23? Do you think they were more to try to get the pixie dusters hyped up? Do they impress you at all? Let me know down there in the comments. I appreciate that. Man, Kiss My Grits coming in here clutch. Thank you so very much, my dear. You know what? Let me use this one. Hang on.
Keep it gangsta, dog. Keep it gangsta. Keep it gangsta, dog. Keep it gangsta.
For $20, as Nielsen just revealed that Masters of the Universe debuted #1 across all streaming with 1.2 billion minutes watched. Prime also revealed that Masters of the Universe has been their #1 movie worldwide for the past 4 weeks. No doubt we will get that sequel with She-Ra. Yes! Okay, so literally, when I saw Masters of the Universe in the movie theater, when I saw She-Ra show up, I freaked out. I need the She-Ra movie in my life. Got to have the She-Ra movie. Just don't let the crazy feminists get a hold of the script. I'm just saying. Thank you so much for that $20 super chat, Kiss My Grits. I sure do appreciate you supporting the channel. And thank you once again to Geiscar, Bosco Scenario for supporting the channel, and for Justin Proper supporting the channel as well, kicking off the super chats. Thank you so much. You guys take care, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
All right, everyone. Let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines.
Not under the rug. We'll keep singing without fail. Otherwise, we'd spoil it.
Ready, Prime. Let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet.
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.